Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Ninja.io video. In this one, I want to talk about a mistake that I see a lot of really good players make, and I've made a lot of the times myself as well. It's an easy thing to mess up on once you start getting good at the game. It's especially a problem for like pro and good players is what I find, and so I just want to talk a little bit about it, how it can, how we can try and fix it, and why it's important to fix. Okay, so what I am talking about is overcomplication of movesets. And what I mean by that is basically imagine, like your character is standing right in front of another character. And, you can just shoot at the other character, but instead you decide to do like two backflips and then a front flip and then throw a grenade and then, boost yourself down and then try and make a trick shot. This is something that like you would think it wouldn't really be a problem, but it's very difficult actually because when you are in the middle of a match, you have to kind of rely on not like reflexes, but you have to kind of rely on kind of your training and what's been kind of built into you and your experience, I guess. It's you don't really have time to think, and so a lot of the time, and I've done this all the time too, it's very difficult to consciously not do, but a lot of the time, you will be in a perfect opportunity to just take a shot and end the fight right away, and you'll overcomplicate your moves when you don't need to. There might be a cover spot and a person in front of you, so you can dive into the cover and take a shot, but instead, you'll go and try and make a midair RPG shot or something. And this is something that, like, almost everybody struggles with, at least at one point or another. Almost all the good players in the game have done this before. Like, it's not something, like, you can completely negate, but it's something that you can try and reduce. And the reason this is important to try and think about and improve on is because we have to think about efficiency while we're playing the game. We want to be ending each fight as quickly as possible so we don't put ourselves at danger, and so that we can get the point really fast and win those matches and win those 1v1s and all that. And we're not going to be able to do that if we're not going to be able to do that as well if we are overcomplicating our movesets. And I think the reason this is especially a problem for pro or very good players is because there comes a certain point where you learn to make those, backflip shots, midair shots and all that. And so I think that there's kind of a temptation to do that stuff even when you don't need to, just because I guess because it's fun and it feels good to make those shots. And because of that, it's sort of we can do it now because we've played enough, and then we kind of feel like we should, even though we shouldn't be. But that's the thing is, there is a place for those quick backflip shots and those midair shots. There is a place for all of those things, but you just have to be careful that you're not overusing them and trying to force them to work in situations that they should not be used in. Like I said, this is actually a very, very common thing. You will see, I think, any of, I guess, maybe probably even the top 50 players in the game, but especially the top 10 players, and I'm not gonna rank players, but anyone who's around that area, you probably know what I'm talking about. How you'll get into a fight and then you'll do something or some trick shot or something, and then or some fancy maneuver, and then realize afterwards, oh, I could have just shot. I didn't need to do that. And you it doesn't feel good after you realize that, but it's important to kind of think about this stuff so that we can optimize our efficiency, I guess. I wanted to bring this topic up because I think it's important, but I don't think that it's worth making an entire tutorial or guide video on or anything like that. It's just something to kind of bring up and maybe think about. So yeah, I think that is by far the biggest and most common mistake that pro players and good players make in Ninja.io. It's overcomplication of their moves. You need to think about efficiency and ending fights quickly. Make sure you aren't trying to do fancy maneuvers and all this kind of stuff if you don't need to. Like, there's a place for all that stuff, but you just have to think when you go into a fight, how can I end this fight as quickly as possible? How can I win this fight as quickly as possible? And then approach it with that mindset, and I find that helps a lot, and that's going to help you do better in the game. Anyways, though, that's my little rant on the topic. Hopefully you found this video a little bit interesting, and sorry I was too lazy to record in the background like gameplay that shows like what I'm talking about. It's like, I don't know why I record all my videos at like 5 a.m., 3 a.m., but I just like threw up some like 5 a.m. Deathmatch gameplay footage instead because I was feeling lazy. Hopefully that's not too much of an issue, and thank you all for watching.